worthwhile.
What do you mean? It just goes to say something that's worthwhile.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Blue Collar Birdies. My name's Field. Alongside me here is my brother.
C Murder, a.k.a. Cody Robinson.
I don't know if he's really human, but he's here. But anyways, we just wanted to welcome everybody to this first episode and kind of tell you a little bit about ourselves. We're here to talk about golf and, from a perspective of just average Joes just out there having fun, no pros, no fancy country clubs,
Just real golf, man.
no fancy sneakers.
None of that. No fancy golf shoes.
Hitting your ball into the woods with a Pro V, walking out with a top flight, or vice versa.
Or
more than likely, it's vice versa. Top flight, then find the Pro V.
I have found what's the place everybody goes to? Top Golf. I have found Top golf balls on the golf course.
If it'll hit, it'll hit.
If it did, don't those things can only go so far, right? Because they want to keep them in the net. Right.
I don't think that matters to your swing.
It doesn't. You got that out the end. It don't matter, does it? You're just out there just hitting it, just praying, hoping something happens. So you want to tell them a little bit about ourselves and how we got started playing golf?
You dragged me into it.
I did drag you into it. So for background, we both played football growing up. And our brother-in-law introduced me into golf young, and I didn't find much fun in it until I got a little older. When I turned 20, I decided to start playing, and I guess that's when I was like, hey, man, you need to come with us. And I don't think we had any left-handed golf clubs.
No, we didn't. But what does football have to do with any of that?
I don't know, man. I'm just over here rambling.
Cody talking about his glory days. He like, man, there it was.
There it was, boy.
Like fucking Al Bundy talking about
You may have to throw that in there and let them know our background. You got a little bit of baseball background. That's why your swing is so shitty.
Why is yours then?
I don't know. This is a terrible golfer.
No excuses.
No excuses. No excuses.
But yeah, that first time we went, I hit with those right-handed clubs, and it wasn't much different than my swing is now, but it didn't go as far as it does now.
No, agreed. What was that, like 2020, 2019?
I can't remember. Did we go before COVID?
Yeah, we went before COVID.
That's what I thought. I thought we did. But anyways, we've been playing that long, and our scores are still about the same.
Yeah.
Trying to break a hundo.
Break a hundo. We have,
like Deshamby trying to break 50. We're trying to break 100.
Yeah, break 100. Well, I think when you work a lot, it's hard to go.
I think you just got a lot of excuses.
I do. It's in shambles.
Have
you seen my chip in here lately? Not to get off topic here. It's god awful.
Whose?
Mine. I might be the worst chipper on the face of this earth.
Well, it's debatable. But so a little bit, the people want to know, why did we start this podcast?
Well, I think the biggest thing is you see all these podcast people out here doing it. No shame to them, but nobody's from the point of view of the average person. The person that gets up, has to work 5, 6, 7 days a week. It doesn't cater to that crowd. And sometimes I think there's a unrealistic idea out there that you have to be pro or former D1 athlete or be, somebody in the golf world to do this.
Oh, there definitely is. I know, just on, forums, like golf forums, like on Reddit and other places, like there's dudes that will buy a set of clubs and legit just go to the range for like months on end because they don't feel like they can hit the ball well enough to go to a course. And that's you couldn't be further from the truth. The whole premise of playing any sport is, unless you're a professional, is to have fun, to relax. You're doing it for the enjoyment of it. So if you end up having to take it that serious, I think you're kind of missing out on what it really is.
I
So,
agree.
yeah. So if you slice it into the woods every time like I do, just go on out there.
Yeah, I mean, what difference does it really make? And some people say like to pace the play. Just let them play through. Just
Mm-hmm.
have etiquette. Just have
Yep.
a little bit of common knowledge before you go out there. It's just etiquette. If they're faster, just let them play through.
Well, that's the other thing. I mean, how many times have we ran into that? I mean, we don't play fast at all, but we've ran into, you know, large groups or whatever, and then you get mad because you're sitting there waiting forever. That's a huge thing.
Yeah, it is. I think you just have to, understand, be patient. Everybody plays at a different place.
Um. So, what do you think then the challenges are for people? I think we're lucky in our area here in West Tennessee. We've got several golf courses, but some of these more rural areas, you don't have many choices to choose from. Or if you're in big city areas, the price points may be.
Right. Well, we're fairly lucky, I think, as far as that goes. There is several golf courses around us, and they vary in price ranges. Some are cheaper, which is nice, and some are a little higher. So with that, quality of courses play in a factor.
Yeah, but most cities do have.
A decent course.
Yeah, and
And-
those what they call munis or whatever,
right.
municipal courses to where, um, it's just probably under $20. If you walk in 18, kind
Oh
of
yeah,
thing.
definitely.
So I mean, it's totally doable. I think going back to what hinders people from getting into the game of golf. I think a lot of it is the price stigma. But you can get you can start out as probably under $100. Like if you can go to Costco, and get a set.
Right. Or you can get. I think looting back. I started out with the top flight set. And just kind of from there because it is expensive. I mean, if you look at a set of Cobras, Callaway, or any of the main brands right now, you're looking at. I mean, driver, three woods, everything out the door. If you get top of line, you're looking at $4,000. You know.
No,
Yeah. Oh yeah. What
no.
would have said iron about 1,400?
Well, it just depends on what you get.
Right, right. It does, but I'm just saying, if you're somebody new into it and you look and you're like, oh my goodness, it's $1,300 for irons, and then it's $600 for a driver.
Yeah, but you can go buy a new box set for a couple
You
$100.
can, you
You
can,
know, or you can get them.
but are there advantages to that? So that's
There are
something
advantages
we
to it.
can bring up later. Maybe in a podcast about box sets and about going out and piecing one together.
I think if you're talking about the brand new golfer to the game, I don't think there's nothing wrong with the box set. I also don't think there's nothing wrong with just picking out your old grandpa's clubs, and swinging them.
Yeah, to make sure you like it.
Because you know what ends up happening, right? This is how everybody gets hooked. Man, you'll go out there and you'll miss. You won't even. You'll just whiff at the ball, right? You won't even touch it, and then you might shank a few, and in that one moment, you just pure one. Like you don't even feel it, right? You don't even feel it when it
Right.
hits the club.
Can you remember your first like this is it. This is why I want to play golf moment.
Mm, well, I had to buy it. Remember, because I was left-handed. Then
Right.
you couldn't go to Walmart around here or Dick's or anything. Well, Dick's has them now sometimes, but
It was difficult.
yeah. So I had to order me. But yeah, I remember the first time I like pured one with that Wilson driver I had. Man, you're like, oh, is it? You're hooked.
I think my first one, and I don't want to drop the course's name, but is a definitely a course that we play a lot. Have before.
The goat track.
No, not the goat track. Not the goat track. They'll learn more about the goat track eventually. But no, I was playing with my brother-in-law and all that, our brother-in-law, and I hit a 3-wood on a par 5. Man, just perfect.
Mm.
Drew it. It landed like 5 feet from the green, and I knew right then. I was like, man, this is it.
Yeah, I'm
And,
telling you, man. That's
and with cheap sets, I don't even know where the golf balls come from. My brother-in-law had them. Just
yeah.
We can thank him for this, getting us into it.
Thank him or be like, why did you do it? To the detriment of our
financial freedom
and our wives.
Our wives.
Well, maybe some days are like get out the door, but so let's talk about a little bit what you can expect. Biggest thing is we're not going to try to drudge it on long and go 2 hours onto like just one boring topic, and then end of the day you're like, I'm just gonna turn this shit off, and then never listen to us again, because that ain't gonna do us no good. But the biggest thing is, Cody, from what I understand, we're going to try to have a weekly podcast. Mainly it seems like it's probably going to be you and I. Maybe we get to where we can
bring on a special guest, maybe somewhere in the future, once we get this down a little bit better.
Bring on some gramps that say Roll Tide all the time.
Come on now.
People like that.
Come on now. It's orange and white, baby, all day.
Man, you're gonna get some listeners just turning off right there.
I know, man. I shouldn't say that. It's in my blood.
But we plan on covering a lot of different topics, mainly like things that the average golfer may not know, and things that may keep them from getting into golf. We hope that we can be a part of growing the game, and growing the game respectfully at the same time, because you don't want to know some jack-offs out there, tearing the course up.
Tearing up, and you see it. People just, I mean, how many videos have you seen on TikTok where people are like hitting, wedges on the green, tearing the greens up? I mean, man.
Driving golf carts across the ditch.
I've seen that.
I've seen that.
I've seen that personally.
I've seen that with my own 2 eyes.
Yeah, it's not good. Sometimes you may need it. Here's a good lesson for all the listeners. Sometimes alcohol and golf doesn't mix.
It always mixes.
No, it don't.
Yeah, it does.
So sometimes it hinders some bad decisions. I will tell you, 6 beers with a driver is my limit.
The over partaking of alcohol in golf doesn't mix.
It's a hindrance. Yeah, I agree.
You got to pace yourself.
Yeah,
just like that backswing, gotta pace.
2 beers off, man.
You ain't gonna make it.
You ain't gonna make it.
You better hopefully just paid for 9.
You just paid for at that point it don't matter.
I guess not.
What were we even talking about?
So quick story. Well, I was talking about the structure.
Oh, my bad.
What we was going to cover.
Well,
and then I had a flashback of you and I won't say his name, one of your buddies jumping over a ditch in a golf cart.
Well, somebody had to do it.
And then, the guy who lives nearby comes flying out there.
What he say? That ain't no ATV, boy. You gonna be walking.
You better watch out, boy. I'm watching you.
Boy. That's how you know we live in the South.
Anyways, needless to say, Cody didn't jump any more ditches.
No, I learned my lesson. I don't remember nothing after the 9th hole that day.
Exactly. But you paid for 18. Just a waste. I told you. Freaking waste, man. But yeah, we want to try to keep them, to half an hour or so. Just something you can listen to and enjoy, on your day to work, on your commute to work, and just have a good time. And hopefully you learn a little bit. Hopefully we're able to grow the game of golf a little bit.
There's a lot more to come. We're going to talk about balling on a budget and some future episodes. Kind of what we think, what is beneficial to the average day golfer. Because sometimes some of the stuff is ridiculously priced. So we're going to get into all that.
Equipment reviews, course stories that we've seen. Funny moments, and of course, if you guys have anything you want to share, any kind of cool, funny stories you have, any tips or advices, we'll be glad to read them out, give you a shout out here on the podcast. But anyways, yeah, it's just going to be a mix of fun and structure. One thing that we've talked about, we're definitely going to do, we're going to kick things off. We'll have a 5-minute dive into golf history. Because it's always good to know kind of where the game come from, and how it's
viewed,
Yeah, how it's evolved too,
right?
Like over the time. But stuff like that's always interesting to me.
Like anyways. A current event. We try to keep up with the golf game, kind of what's going on, who's winning right now. Who knows? Maybe Tiger may come back and win another one.
Yeah, a quick checkup to see if old Big B DeChambeau has actually hit his
hole in one
or his glass windows on his house.
Dude, when I seen that video, I thought, man, I know he's one of the best in the world, but if you are somebody like me who cannot hit a chip shot, I blade more things than anything.
This is true.
The windows would be gone. I'd be crying. My wife would have kicked me out of the house.
What do we call those bladed balls?
Piss missiles.
Piss missiles.
They're gone, but I've hit them 50 yards over the green, just screaming.
50 yards, 100 yards. I've seen you pull out that 56 and be like, oh, yeah, it looks like it's about 30, 35 yards. I think it's rocketing, man, off the tree behind the green.
You got to yell for it. Make sure you don't hit the old man.
just
some recklessness.
Recklessness. There you go. Ridiculous.
Course management is not there, but
doesn't happen.
It's driver all the way.
Doesn't happen. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. As far as the structure, we just want to keep it light, keep it fun, and hopefully we can entertain you guys for a little bit of your day, because I know it is. It's getting difficult out there. Difficult times, it seems. So hopefully we can help out with that.
Ease it up for you some.
Yeah.
Give you something nice to listen to on your way to work. Get you thinking about golf.
Yep.
So that's what we think about when we're working all the time.
So I think probably next week, we kind of briefly have been talking about what would be the best topic to start it off on, but I think it's going to be balling on a budget.
I agree with you.
I think that's what we should lead off with. I think that's what the people want to hear, Cody.
That is what the people want to hear.
They want to know, man.
Who wants to pay $650 for the new AI smoke? Nothing against Callaway.
Well, if you've got the money, you want to pay it.
Right. But if you don't, and you're a hardworking person, just like we are, and money...
So hard for the money.
And you don't want to come home and your wife beat you with a 9-iron because you spent $650 on a club that you can't really hit.
Yep.
And realistically, if you pick something, like a driver, is it, we'll get into more of that. I don't want to spoil too much, but we'll get into, is it beneficial, to buy new clubs all the time? Is it, do you really need that new driver every year? We'll get into that.
Tyler thinks you do.
Shoot, yeah.
They think you need it, bro. They think you need it. Yeah, so that's definitely what we'll hit it off with next week, balling on a budget.
I think it's a great topic.
We're going to hit you with some history. We're going to hit you with, it'll probably be like day 25 by then, the DeChambeau swinging.
Yeah, part so. And I'll try to think of more embarrassing stories to tell about my co-host here. I got plenty of them.
Just remember, what goes around comes around, man.
We got plenty.
He should have seen this desk that I gave him, and he was a little shook. I'm going to tell you, just looking at him, he's a little shook. He had to push his glasses up. So, guys, again, thank you for listening. I hope it's something that you enjoy. Tell them how they can find us, Cody. They can. One thing, we're definitely going to put them on YouTube. We're going to put it on.
Yeah, Spotify, Apple Pod.
All the places that you find your podcast
all
these days.
All of them.
We're going to be on them all, bro.
We're taking over.
But please do hit that subscribe button, hit the like button.
It really helps us out a lot.
Get us going.
Our stories out there.
Definitely gonna motivate me. Come back each week and ride on my bro here. But thank you. You guys were doing the tough job out there, grinding every day. So we're just hoping we can put a little happiness into it. Guys, just keep your head down, spirits up, and we'll continue to see you on the course next week.
Yep.
Sound good
to me.
All right, man. We're out.